There is no harm in allowing private players to use the Gati Shakti platform. DPIIT Secretary. Decision-making sometimes takes long as all views have to be taken into consideration, says Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade Secretary Anurag Jain, who has been working on finalising policies on e-commerce and retail and implementing the Gati Shakti Mission. In an interview with BusinessLine, Jain talks at length about some of the key initiatives of the department. Excerpt: The union budget has identified PM Gati Shakti initiative as one of the big priorities for the economy. How effective is the platform proving to be, and are the states also coming on board? Under the PM Gati Shakti mission, there are various degrees of participation. We have already created over 300 layers of data, and these have been put on the GIS platform. We have also asked state governments to put their layers of data by March 31st and use this tool effectively. During the training and sensitization drive, when we asked various departments to actually carry out real projects and do the planning on the system, the result was very encouraging. In case of one project, where a DPR had already been prepared, when it was run through this tool, there were 3 alternatives that were suggested. One alternative was actually much superior to what had actually been planned, as it allowed avoidance of a forest clearance completely. So, immediately one got to save 1 or 1.5 years' time that would have been needed to seek permissions. So, this system has all kinds of data. We get to know important details like where a forest or a river is, and there is 3D visibility. You get all the alternatives, and you can decide what is the best way to move forward. After the states have connected to the system, are there plans of allowing the private sector on board as well? When can we expect the system to be fully operational? We have requested the states to put in another 24 layers of data. When they come, the data will further be enriched. The tools have already been developed. When you have better information available, the decision making will be even more efficient. Once the system stabilizes, what is the harm in allowing at least visibility to other private players? They can come and visualize things like where roads are going to come, or where the networks are going to come, and take decisions accordingly. This tool is to help infrastructure and industry development throughout the country. I am targeting that by April 1st, we can start using it completely for the government, and if we are able to get all the state governments by that time, it will be great. We will have to brainstorm to put certain checks and build some caveats for using the tools. We will develop these things over a period of time. How do you see the FDI climate in India shaping as we get out of the pandemic-related disruptions? If you compare our situation to what is happening around the globe, we are the beacon of hope. FDI is a function of the confidence that investors have in an economy. India has a stable government, and it is one of the largest democracies. The threat perception of government turning around or doing something totally different and moving on a different track is not there. We are a large growing country with a large market. Therefore, people will continue to invest in the country. We have unshackled a lot of barriers, and we have facilitated the environment in a manner that industries can grow. On FDI policy on e-commerce, we are witnessing a lot of conflicting voices, with traders calling for more restrictions and foreign e-commerce companies demanding a conducive environment. What kind of a policy can one finally expect? Such things can't be spelled out in advance. The purpose of consultation is to take into consideration all things and come out with something which is optimized, keeping all interests in mind. Public policies need to have a very fine balance. You are the trustee of the society, which has to take care of all stakeholders in the society. But where do things stand right now? And when can one expect the policy to be finalized? We had some consultations at my level, and we were reasonably okay with certain points. Then we were given some guidance by the Honorable Minister, who is very clued into the whole thing. Both the DPIIT and the Consumer Affairs Ministry are working together, and once we have worked on every concern, we'll have consultation with the Minister. Thereafter, we will have interministerial consultations. It will take some time, but we are on track. The industry has also been waiting for the national retail policy for some time. Is that expected soon? Policy development is not in my hand alone. So what do I comment? We work as a team. It's a whole of government approach, and you have ministerial consultations. So, if I'm thinking of 10 things and on 5 things, I get certain objections, we negotiate with the departments that are objecting and try to understand their concern. We then come up with third alternative. Finally, it's a huge process. I'm only the starting point.